everybody, welcome back to story time. Today we're going to do a special story time and we're going to have some special guests. So let's get started. Let's do our opening song. Make the sign for hello and make the sign for friends. Hello friends, hello friends, hello friends, it's time to read a book. So today, by the time this is posted, it will be Thursday, December 10th, and that is the first day of Hanukkah this year. And Hanukkah is a very special holiday that people of the Jewish faith celebrate, and it's called the Festival of Lights. And you can see I have these are candles that will be pretend lit, right, for every day of Hanukkah. And then there's a dreidel, which we'll talk about later. And here are some other symbols of Hanukkah. Here's our menorah and our dreidel, and we have a Star of David, and gifts can be symbols of Hanukkah, and a potato pancake called a latke, and I forget how you pronounce it, sufganiyot, and that is a special jelly donut, sufganiyot. And then we have gelt, which are these chocolate coins, and applesauce, and then all these symbols that are on the dreidel, which will be explained later. So when we're reading our stories today, you can keep all those symbols of Hanukkah in mind, and you can maybe notice them on some of the pictures, some of the stories. Okay, so let's read a couple books about Hanukkah, shall we? So basically, it's a celebration of the Festival of Lights and a celebration of Jewish people keeping their faith in spite of some strong enemies. So, is it Hanukkah Yet? By Chris Barash, and pictures by Alessandra Pasharopoulo. Is it Hanukkah yet? When frosty winds blow and snows all around, and there's no sign of green on the trees or the ground, Hanukkah is on its way. Sometimes there's green left, like in Michigan, it's still green. Hanukkah is on its way. When all forest creatures search for a den. You can see the animals looking for their homes to get cozy, where they'll snuggle and sleep till spring blossoms again. Hanukkah is on its way. You can see the rabbits and some mice and chipmunks, fox, snuggling in their dens. When we're all bundled up from our head to our toes, in layers and layers of warm winter clothes, Hanukkah is on its way. Ooh, and glitter and paper are spread on the floor. And we hang decorations on windows and doors. Hanukkah is on its way. When cousins come over to stir, fry, and bake, the applesauce, latkes, and cookies we'll make, Hanukkah is on its way. When we count colored candles we use for the lights to fill our menorah on 8 special nights, Hanukkah is on its way. Hanukkah lasts for 8 days. When the blessings are said and the first candles glow, and we're singing sweet holiday songs we all know. Look, they're playing little recorders. when we're spinning our dreidels with family and friends. And hoping this wonderful time never ends. Hanukkah is here. There's a time when there's a waiting, right? And then Hanukkah is here. That's right. Let's do another Hanukkah book about a girl named Gertie, All of a Kind Family Hanukkah. And it's based on a book by Sidney Taylor. It's by Emily Jenkins and Paul Zielinski. Paul Zielinski is the illustrator. He drew these cool pictures. Got a big family here. Okay, can you see? When darkness comes, it will be the first night of Hanukkah, 1912. So this story takes place 108 years ago. Wow. Here on Henry Street, neighbors on New York's Lower East Side have set menorahs in the windows. Can you see those? You see the menorahs in the windows? This takes place in New York, of the tenement buildings, but the candles are not yet lit. We'll have latkes tonight, says Gertie's sister Sarah, with applesauce. Gertie knows about latkes, but she can't remember how they taste. Mama makes the potato pancakes only on Hanukkah. The snow flies up when Gertie kicks it. Her boots make a rhythm on the sidewalk. She sticks out her tongue and eats a snowflake. Let's go upstairs, says Sarah, shivering. I have to help cook. Come on, you can watch me. I don't want to watch, says Gertie. I want to help too, please. When Papa comes home, says Sarah, we'll light the shamash, and then the first candle on the menorah, just that one candle for the first night of Hanukkah. I know, says Gertie. Then we'll say the blessings in Hebrew. I know that too, says Gertie. We'll fry the latkes in schmaltz. Should I tell you why? To remember the oil that burned for 8 days and 8 nights in Jerusalem, says Sarah. Gertie wants to say, I know, again, but she doesn't. Her boots make a rhythm on the stairs. Probably clump, 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 right? Inside, a chicken roasts in the heavy iron oven. Carrots stand ready to be put in boiling water. Warm applesauce cools in a bowl. By the time Gertie hangs up her coat, her 4 sisters are already at work. Look how busy they all are. Ella is 12. Henny is 10. Sarah is 8. Charlotte is 6. Gertie, who is 4, thinks it is nice being all girls, all of a kind, Papa and Mama like to say. They have a family with all girls. Huh. Charlotte is using a potato peeler. Long strips of potato skin drift onto a plate. Please, can I help peel potatoes? Gertie asks. Charlotte hands over the peeler. You have to press hard to get all the brown off. No, Mosela, says Mama. She gives the peeler back to Charlotte. It's too sharp. She doesn't want the 4-year-old to use the potato peeler, does she? Sarah has a bowl of peeled potatoes in cold water. She grates them into an even bigger bowl. The shreds have a sharp smell. Please, can I have a turn? Gertie asks. The grater is sharper than the peeler, says Mama. Why don't you go look at the library book you brought home? No, it is special to make latkes. Potatoes peeled, now potatoes grated. What's next? Henny is chopping onions with a heavy knife. Gertie knows Mama won't let her help with this one. I wish I could chop, she says. No, you don't, says Henny, wiping her eyes. Chopping onions is the worst of all the jobs. You're lucky. You don't have to do anything. You can just play all the time. Potatoes peeled, then potatoes grated, now onions chopped. Gertie doesn't want to play. Can you see how Henny's eyes are squinting? The onions are making them sting. Mama has cracked eggs into a big china bowl without Gertie's help. She sprinkles salt on top. She shakes in matzo meal, potatoes peeled, then potatoes grated and onions chopped. Now eggs, salt, and matzo meal. Oh, my light went out, didn't it? Mama stirs it all together. I wanted to help with the eggs. Gertie goes over to her big sister, Ella, at the stove. Why does Mama do everything without me? You can help me, says Ella. I'll pick you up. 2 big pans hiss with schmaltz. It smokes and there are bubbles along the edges. Mama comes over with the latke mixture. Put her down now, Ella. When we fry, the grease could spit and burn her. She's not getting to help with anything. I don't want to go down, shouts Gertie. I want to help. Gertie's boots make a racket on the kitchen floor. Mama takes Gertie firmly by the hand. They march to the bedroom. I will call you when it is time to say the blessing, Mama says quietly. Until then, I don't want to hear anything more. Oh, she's hiding under the bed. The door closes behind Mama. Gertie crawls under the bed she shares with Charlotte and lies on her tummy. It is cold on the floor. They will miss her when they can't find her. Mama will be sorry she didn't let Gertie help. She will wish she'd been nicer to her Marcel. But, oh, the smells from the kitchen are good. Potatoes and onions fried in schmaltz, latkes rich and crispy. Gertie can hear her sisters laughing as they set the table. Now Ella is singing Rock of Ages. Charlotte's voice joins in. Will Mama ever call for Gertie? Finally, the door creaks open. Papa's feet appear by the bed. Pillow, where is Gertie? He asks. Pillow says nothing. Library book, where is Gertie? He asks. Library book says nothing. Oh, handkerchief hidden under the pillow and full of Gingersnaps. Gingersnaps? You're not supposed to be here. But do you know where Gertie is? Asked Papa. Because I need her. I must tell you. I need her. Gertie can't help laughing. Papa is so funny. Wait, is that Gertie I hear? Asked Papa. Gingersnaps, why didn't you tell me? Papa reaches his hand under the bed. A gingersnap sits in his palm. Gertie takes it and pops it into her mouth. Come out, little one, says Papa. It's Hanukkah. All right, Gertie clambers out and puts her arms around Papa's neck, which is still cold from the out of doors. Am I glad to see you, says Papa. I brought Uncle Hyman home with me. Do you want to come say hello? Gertie shakes her head. Mama said you had a hard day. Did you have a hard day? Gertie nods. Papa thinks. Then he says, tell me, are you old enough to light the menorah this year? Oh, yes, Papa. I'm old enough, she says. Good, because I need some help to kindle the lights of Hanukkah. Maybe she's going to get to help finally, huh? Darkness has come. Mama smiles at Gertie when she joins the family in the kitchen. They set the menorah in the window so the neighbors can see. Everyone gathers around. Papa strikes a match. He and Gertie light the shamash, the helper candle. They say the blessings in Hebrew. And Gertie, together with Papa, takes the shamash and lights the first candle, just one candle, for the first night of Hanukkah for the first time. The latkes have been kept hot in the oven. Mama gives the first one to Gertie. Gertie gives a kiss to Mama. The chicken is salty and the applesauce is sweet. The latkes taste of history and freedom, of love and crispy potato. The all-of-a-kind family eats together. The end. Isn't that a nice story about a family 100 years ago celebrating Hanukkah? Let's do a little, Dreidel Song. Let's do a little song about playing with a dreidel. This is a dreidel. Maybe some of you have one of these at home or know how to use it. I didn't, so I needed some help. So we'll sing a song about it, and then we have a special guest, a team of guests. Katie and Josie and Willa are going to show us how to play the Dreidel game. And after they show us that, we'll have one more story. Okay, I'm going to put this right here in case you have someone with you who's reading. And it goes, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Okay, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. So dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Now, I did not make this one out of clay. This one is made out of wood. But in the olden days, they made them out of clay. All right, so the first verse, that was the chorus we sang. So the first verse is, I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, okay? I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. It has another verse. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin, and when it is so tired, it drops, and then I win. Oh, now sing the chorus. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Dreidel, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. And one more verse. My dreidel always playful. It loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel. Come play now, let's begin. My dreidel always playful. It loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel. Come play now, let's begin. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Nice. So I'm gonna take a break now and show you the Dreidel game with Katie, Josie, and Willa.
We're gonna play the Dreidel game, and we look at the symbols first. So this one means noon, okay? And noon means do nothing.
Yep.
Okay? Thank you, Willa. Now this next symbol looks a lot like noon, but it's a little bit different. It has an extra leg on it. That's Gimel, that's right. That means take all. That means if you spin this and it lands on it, you get all the candy.
Yep.
This next one means hey. That means you get half the candy on that plate, okay? And if you spin it and it lands on this, that's shin. That means you have to take one of your candies and put it in. So you have to put it in there. So we take turns spinning. And would you like me to spin first to show you? Okay.
Gadol did not do that.
Okay. So
we only did that one time at baby mom's house.
Okay, are you ready?
One time ago.
So I'll spin. You know what? Let's move this and do it like this. We go. There it goes. Let's see. We'll hold it up, and then you see what it looks like. It's on the blue one, so it's got that funny leg, right? What does that say? Gimel. That means I get all the candy on the plate. Look at this. But you know what the rules of the game say? They say that if one person takes all the candy, they should put one back to keep the game going. So I'm going to put one, in fact, I'm going to put two. I'll put one jelly bean and one chocolate. Now, you put it over here and spin.
Closer to you.
Okay, right here.
Closer to you.
Oh, closer to you.
Yep.
Right here. Right here. And hold the top like this. Take the sand off. Just spin the top, okay? Thank you. You gotta spin it more.
I did.
I'll help you like this. Spins around. Okay, where did you land on?
Red.
Okay, hold it up so we see what it looks like.
Red.
It says noon. That's the symbol. It's so Shirley. It means do nothing. You don't get to take any candy and you don't have to put any in.
Look.
So now it's my turn. You ready?
If you win, I will tie.
Let's see what I get. Green.
Red.
Hold it up for me so Shirley can see it. Hold it up. Shin. It means I have to put one of mine in, so I have to decide what to put in. I think I'm going to put one of my gummy bears in. Now it's your turn. Practice spinning. Okay, there you go. Whoops, you want to spin more?
We did it that way.
Here, let me help you. I'll help. You can do it. Ready? Hold it on the top and go. Oops.
Green.
You want to go through. Well, that's shin. That means you have to put one of yours in. You have to take, one of yours and put it on the plate. You get to decide what goes in. Now it's my turn. Ready? Oh, it's noon. Do nothing. I'm gonna hold it up. Do nothing. I don't get to put one in, and I don't get to take one out. Okay, now you spin. Put it up on this. Oh, and it's the same. Do nothing. You don't get one, and you don't have to put one in. So now it's my turn. Okay, ready? You want to get it on the point. We did it again. Do nothing. Keep trying. Let's see who's gonna. No, you gotta spin it. Give it a good spin. Can I help you? Okay, ready? This way. Oops. Move this hand. I'm gonna help. Put your fingers on top. Ready? We did it again.
Same
Noon.
one.
All right, my turn. Noon. Shin. Hold it up and show. I have to put another one in. I think I'm going to put the pink jelly bean in.
Okay, you can.
All right. As I know you like those pink jelly beans.
One more spin.
One more.
Oh,
You
good.
spin now. Hold it up. I'm going to take this hand away. Ready?
Ready.
You got, let's hold it up, Gimel. Gimel means you get all the candy on that plate.
Joe did that winner.
So
You did not. You did a lot of red.
I did a lot of red. I did a lot of, we don't want to call it red, we want to call it noon. We want to look at the word here that says nothing, do nothing. I did a lot of do nothing. And you just won all of this. So you get to take all that and put it on your side. No, you take all this and add it to yours. But if we were to keep playing, you'd want to put one piece in. So
Not for you, Willa.
do you want to put one piece in and we'll play one more time?
No.
I know the game's over.
Wasn't that cool? It's a game played with candies on a plate and some of those chocolates, coins, or any kind of candies. And then, yeah, you can either win the candies or put them back on the plate. It's pretty fun. Pretty cool. Seems like a fun thing to do for Hanukkah, right? Let's do one more story. And by the way, thank you to Katie, Josie, and Willa. That was wonderful. The last story is called The Hanukkah Magic of Nate Gadol by Arthur Levine, illustrated by Kevin Hawkes. This is kind of a magical story. Okay, here we have Nate. Nate Gadol was a great big spirit who had eyes as shiny as golden coins and a smile that was lantern bright. In answer to people's prayers, he made things last as long as they needed to. Sometimes the task was huge, like when he got the call from above to make a tiny bit of oil last 8 days and nights in the far off long ago. And sometimes it was a smaller thing, like keeping a flower fresh long after it should have faded, to keep up the spirits of someone sick in bed. Can you see his shiny hair and shiny eyes? Big or small, the task would suit Nate either way. It didn't matter if he was making butter stretch for an important cake or keeping a dam strong in a storm. Singers didn't need him necessarily to hold a very long note, but if a person's whole life depended on it, you could count on him. Now, Nate especially liked the Glaser family, who took a boat over from Europe during what should have been the Purim holiday. They had spent every last penny buying their passage, so of course there was nothing left over for the gift baskets. Mrs. Glaser had brought along her last bit of chocolate, planning to share it with the children for the holiday. But when the time neared and she looked at the small lump wrapped carefully in a handkerchief, her heart sank, knowing it would not be enough. That's all the chocolate she had left for the holiday. She was sad. Yet, come the eve of the holiday, when she pulled out the handkerchief, there was not 1 lump, but 3. And every time she broke off a piece, it seemed that there was more she hadn't noticed. Nate loved stuff like that. They were such a hard-working bunch, those Glasers. So friendly, too. And when they got to America, they shared what little they had with their closest neighbors, the OMalleys. When the days got colder, they gave an outgrown coat to Fergus O'Malley, and little Elijah Glaser helped push the OMalleys' potato cart home from the market. They were a nice family. But no one was prepared for that winter of 1881. That was a long time ago. That year, the cold came early, the harvest was slim, and the crowds in the market thinned. Mrs. Glaser shared their food around as best she could, and she sometimes skipped her own portion. Then, next door, baby Carrie O'Malley got sick, and her family had no money for medicine. They were having a very hard year. Nothing Nate Gadol could do about that. He couldn't stretch what wasn't there. But Mr. Glaser sold a small bench he'd been carving and gave the money to the OMalleys to buy medicine for Carrie. Nate could stretch that to last till she was better. Still, it meant there was nothing left over for Hanukkah sweets. "Oh well," Mr. Glaser said to Mrs. Glaser, Hanukkah chocolate's nice, but it's not so important." Of course, they both knew the kids would be disappointed. That night happened to be Christmas Eve. That's another holiday, right? The wind howled through the cracks like an angry cat, and snow began to settle on the rooftops, where Nate Gadol stood looking out over the street. Suddenly, Nate heard a rumble of something like hooves on tar, and a voice shouting, "Whoa!" behind him. What do you suppose this might be? What? It was a man in a bright red suit, a gang of reindeer breathing clouds heavily into the cold air, and a sleigh that looked decidedly off-kilter. The red-suited man was not happy. "Hey, Nick, what's the matter?" asked Nate. The two knew each other from way, way back. I don't know what happened, Santa said. The sleigh magic is nearly empty. Are there a lot of people having trouble believing this year? Afraid so, said Nate, thinking of the OMalleys. Then suddenly an idea came to him. Hey, Nick, you got any chocolate loaded on that sleigh of yours? Could I borrow a little? I'm sure we can find something in all these presents, said Nick. Looking for some chocolate. A happy handshake, and a few minutes later, each friend had helped the other. Santa's sleigh was now sparkling with Gadol Magic, and Nate's sack was full to the brim. In the OMalleys' apartment, boxes with ribbons and shiny paper spilled out from under the tree. And in the Glassers, big bags of Hanukkah chocolate sat outside each person's bedroom door on top of something that had never been there in years past. Boxes with ribbons and shiny paper too. After that, the idea of Hanukkah presents really caught on. I mean, what could be bad about presents? And if times were hard, there was always someone they could turn to. Because Nate Gadol is never too far away if a family is one latke, one candle, or one wish short of a magical holiday. The end. Isn't that a sweet story with some magic? I'm glad we could read Hanukkah stories together, and I hope you guys are having a good December. Let's, should we do Zoom Zoom? And then we'll close out. Put your hands together. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Woo! Well, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time, or I'll be with you next time. Let's do the goodbye song. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Have a great week.